Body found with bag overhead in freezer of South Philadelphia home. Greetings, fellow Earthlings and viewers across the World Wide Web. This is Tune 215, and right now we're in the state of Pennsylvania. We're currently in the city of Philadelphia. Today we're going to be doing a drive of the lower Moyamensing neighborhood here in South Philadelphia. It is about 11 degrees right now. We had lows early this morning around 7 degrees. It's a very cold and frigid day. We're currently traveling westbound on Snyder Avenue. We're approaching 6th Street, passing the 2000 block of 6th Street, the intersection of 6th and Snyder Avenue. So Lower Moyamensing, sometimes shortened to Lomo, is a neighborhood in South Philadelphia, just south of East Passyunk Crossing neighborhood and north of the stadium. It is bounded by Snyder Avenue to the north, Oregon Avenue to the south, South 7th Street to the east, and South Broad Street to the west. We're currently approaching 7th Street, so we are now officially entering Lower Moyamensing. We have Snyder Deli and Grocery on our right. We just passed 7th Street. So this neighborhood was once a part of Moyamensing Township, later East Moyamensing, before becoming a part of the Philadelphia list of neighborhoods. We're passing 8th Street, and it became a part of Philadelphia in the year 1854. Lower Moyamensing is known for its 19th century row homes, factory buildings, and a variety of restaurants. South Philadelphia High School is also located in Lower Moyamensing, at the corner of Broad and Jackson Streets. We're passing the 2000 block of Darien. We're now passing 9th. We're at 9th and Snyder Avenue. On our left-hand side, we are now passing where the old mob boss here in Philadelphia used to live back in the day. I believe he lost his life right out front of the household that he resided at too. We have the Philadelphia Federal Credit Union on our right and a 7-Eleven on our left. We're at 10th and Snyder Avenue. What I'll be doing before we get to our climactic location, because as you guys heard in the beginning of this video, there was recently a body discovered in a freezer here in South Philly, specifically Lower Moyamensing. So I'll get more into detail shortly. I just want to paint a picture of the neighborhood. We have Easy Dollar Plus on our right, South Philly Market on our right. We're at the intersection of 10th and Snyder. This part of Philadelphia has a lot of mob ties. We're passing Cantrell Street. I'm gonna make this left-hand turn on Winton, and then we'll come right back around to Cantrell Street. The reason why I'm doing this is because I have documented this area several times, and I usually enter from different points of view, or I take different blocks. I don't take this block often, so let's document it so that you guys can see what a small block looks like here in the South Philadelphia area. So this is a 2-story row home neighborhood. As you can see, some of the homes still have the original bricks, while others have vinyl siding. You have some awnings on our left. You have some homes with no awnings on our right. Now directly in front of us, it is a do not enter. That happens a lot in this area. There's some streets that face each other, and you got to go around the block twice in order to enter. Hopefully we don't run into any more of those, because they could be kind of redundant, repetitive, like passing the same area again and again and again. I've also documented this area walking, so if you want to check that out, feel free to explore my channel. There's over 1,900 videos on this channel. Okay, we're gonna wait for this last vehicle, and then we're gonna make this left-hand turn. All right, let's make this left-hand turn once again on Cantrell. Kind of like the word can't. and rail. Up there you go. Do not enter. So that was another example. So if I would have went through Cantrell, I should have did it on the first turn, but that's cool. That allows us to talk about the demographics. According to the 2020 United States Census, the data showed that the population of Lower Moyamensing is just over 16,000 residents, and 54.1% of the population identified as white, 25% as Asian, 4.9% as black, 4.7% as mixed race, and 11.2% having Hispanic heritage. So let's make this left-hand turn once again on Snyder Avenue. Just to mix it up so we're not repetitive, let's make this right, and then we'll come back around. Up, it's cool. This is gonna take us through another detour, but that's fine. I just don't wanna keep going up through Snyder Avenue. So right now we are traveling northbound. We have several garages, automotive garages, small businesses, a cycle center in front of us, Muay Thai, kickboxing, and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I'm sorry. Right here on Emily. This is Emily Street, 900 block of Emily. We have some new homes being built over here on our left-hand side. Check this out. You see the frost? The frost is that cement that is the foundation of the property. Very expensive portion of house building. That's like one of the most expensive portions. Aside from the wood, the labor, and all that other cool stuff. But the frost, last I got a quote on a frost, they wanted, for a 3 feet frost, they wanted about $30,000 of just cement. That was pretty much just cement. Let's make this left on 9th and McKean. We have Lynn Kitchen Asian Restaurant on our right. Mike's Car Care Inc. on our left. We're passing Hutchinson. I'm traveling about 15 miles an hour. I do have a vehicle behind me. All right, so we're at 10th and McKean. I'm gonna make this left-hand turn on 10th Street so we can try our original point of interest. We have 10th Street Deli on our right. So the median household income as of 2020 was $52,100. Colorful Crayon Center to our right. Easy Dollar Plus on our right. We're gonna make this right-hand turn on Snyder Avenue. We have Rocco's Collision Center on our right-hand side. On the 1000 block of Snyder Avenue, we have a Luke Oil gas station on our left, which has regular gas for $3.35 per gallon. Let's make this right-hand turn because we never went through Cantrell. We're passing Mercy. We're traveling northbound. Just past the 1000 block of Mercy to our right, 1100 block to our left, 1000 to our right. Let's make this right and take something that's small, just so that you guys can take a look at the area. It's always good to see these small blocks, see how well kept they are. For the most part, the area is pretty clean. Few wrappers and some small debris, but the area is pretty well kept. We're traveling about 3 miles an hour. One side of street parking, 2-hour parking limit, which means that they do have parking permits in this area. So if you are not from the neighborhood and you try to park here and leave your vehicle here for extended periods of time, they will give you a ticket. 2-hour parking from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. Okay, we're gonna make this right-hand turn on 10th Street once again. This time I'm gonna go straight and go through Cantrell. But it's good because at least you guys got to see some surrounding blocks. So there's parks in the area such as Marconi Plaza, Mifflin Square Park, which was established in the 1890s. Lower Moyamensing is served by SEPTA's Broad Street Line subway. They have the Snyder Station. All right, we're gonna pass this yellow light ever so gracefully. Up, it turned red really, really fast. All right, we're gonna try to make this right on Cantrell. Remember, so Cantrell goes left and it goes right. So now we're gonna go right. This is the the block we've been trying to get on. I don't like the way that vehicle's parked all in the corner. Give me a second, guys. Let me try to finesse this a little better. You gotta be very cautious because you don't want to damage anyone's car, or you don't want to damage your own car. I definitely don't want to damage my vehicle, so gotta approach with caution. These are very narrow streets. And there's several bus lines in the area, not only the subway. Hospitals in the area, you got Methodist Hospital, which is a part of Jefferson University Hospital Network, which is located on Broad and Wolf Street. Notable people from the area. You have several notable individuals such as Mr. Angelo Bruno, born 1910, passed away 1980, mobster and boss of the Philadelphia crime family. James Darren, born 1936, who was an actor. Fabian, who was a singer, born 1943. Joey Giardello, born 1930, passed away 2008, who was a boxer. You have Bobby Rydell, born 1942, passed away 2022, wow, singer. You got Lisa Scottoline, born 1955, who was an author. And then you got Scott Stewart, born 1802, passed away 1881, who was the founder of the Methodist Hospital. Now, you guys know that usually I refer to area vibes. Let's go forward one block and then wrap it around, just because we're right around the corner from the crime scene where the crime scene took place. We'll go over the crime scene details very shortly, but let's go around the corner. So you guys know usually I refer to area vibes just to get a general idea of the statistics and keynotes from the area. But unfortunately, upon my investigation, Lower Moyamensing does not come up as its own neighborhood on the areavibes.com website. So what I have to do is refer to Niche. So there's another source called niche.com, which provides places to live. You know, it gives you like an idea, ballpark idea, and Niche rates this neighborhood as a B- when it comes to violent. Wow, that was a horrible hump in the road, and I'm driving so slow, and it damn near sounded like it scraped my whole undercarriage. So this neighborhood receives a B- based on violent and property crimes. A lot of people say it's pretty safe. There is some crime, but it doesn't impact me much. Others say very safe. There is really no crime to speak of. And the small percent, which is 11%, says somewhat safe. There's noticeable crime, and there are times I don't feel safe. So pretty safe, 67%. Very safe, 22% people. Somewhat safe, 11% of people. All right, let's make this left-hand turn. Notice how they got that blind spot mirror on that pole right there in front of us, just so that you can identify if there's anybody crossing the street or something when you're turning. Okay, we're gonna go up. That was Indiana tags on our left. That gentleman just got out of a vehicle with Indiana tags. Matter of fact, we just passed New York tags, and there's New Hampshire right here on my left. So we just literally had 3 different tags in a span of a couple feet. We're passing Jackson, 1100 block of Jackson. Let's go forward one more block, make a left, and come all the way around. So we're passing Tree Street. Shall we go up Tree Street? Nope, we can't. Do not enter. Let's go up Dally Street. D-A-L-Y, Dally. We got Red Sun Food Market on our right. It looks like it may not be in service no more. I'm uncertain. Let's make this left right here. We have a older lady taking a cross across the street. She looks like she can be a resident of the neighborhood, probably a lifelong resident. Many of the people who own these homes, they've been here for quite some time, especially the older individuals. They usually like to keep the home and the family. So aside from the crime that just took place here, which is the body being found in the freezer, you have several headliners as of recently. 6 ABC reports 2 killed in South Philadelphia shooting, 3 people being questioned as of July 12, 2022, which happened in the area. You have, as of May 12, 2022, the Philadelphia Inquirer reports man fatally shoots cyclist wielding gun in South Philly. A man shot and killed a would-be robber who was riding a bicycle and wielding a gun in the lower Moyamensing section of South Philadelphia. Wow, so he must have had his concealed to carry license and was just prepared, and that was the wrong person to choose to rob because he met his ultimate fate. South Philly Review reports April 10th, 2021, last year, a 35-year-old was shot twice near the intersection of 7th and Wolf Streets in Lower Moyamensing on a Friday. Check that out. 7th and Wolf. It's not far from here. Wolf is on my right. Boom. We're one block shy of Wolf. And we're on what? The 10th? What's this? 11th? Yeah, 10th. So you got the 1000 block to your right, 1100 block to your left. That means 10th Street's to our right, 11th Street's to our left. Yes, we are currently on 11th Street. We have a beautiful church on our left-hand side. It's called Epiphany of Our Lord Catholic Church. The Citizens app even reported woman shot in Lower Moyamensing. That's incredible, right, guys? Even a woman got shot in this neighborhood. So let's talk about the crime that recently happened. So NBC 10 reports body found with bag on head in freezer of South Philadelphia home. Let's make this left on Snyder Avenue. I believe it happened at the address 1204 Snyder. We're on the 1100 block. We just passed 1104, so it's on the next block. I do have cars behind me, so I'm gonna try to pull over ever so kindly and let them go by, just so that they don't influence our speed limit. We got 2 more cars. Let's allow them to go by. So what happened was, a few days ago, basically, the family of the residents went inside the home to check up on some family they haven't heard in quite some time. There was a father and a son that lived in this property, and they haven't heard from them, so they wanted to do a checkup. When they went into the property, they found a trail of blood, and the trail of blood led them to the basement, where there was a knife, and there was a man in the deep freezer with a bag over his head, face down, and he was obviously left there. So in the beginning, they did not know the scenario. They didn't know too much of the story. So they didn't know who the guy was. He was unidentified male. Right here on our left, the white door, that white door. You see that white glass door on our left, next to the wooden door? It's on our left-hand side. It's the white door. Now we just passed the white door. So it was that property right there. So, oh wow, and there's a Ring doorbell camera. Whoever did that crime is screwed. And they already got the person in custody, so let's talk about that shortly. So originally, they didn't know who it was. They reported it as an unknown man found in freezer, right? So after the police did some investigating and so on, we're at 13th and Snyder Avenue. They eventually, as of 21 hours ago, report that they have a man in custody who is identified as a potential suspect, right? Listen to this. He was taken into custody at the Franklin Institute of Philadelphia. Now, if you're an avid viewer, especially if you're a member, shout out to all my members. If you're a member passing Juniper Street, you know that recently I just did a 360 virtual reality tour in Center City passing the Franklin Institute. And I literally just talked about, we're passing South Philadelphia High School over here on our left too. We can't make a left here, which is kind of crappy because once we pass over, we're no longer gonna be in the Lower Moyamensing neighborhood. Let's go forward 1 block. When we can make the first left, make a left, and then come back around to the Lower Moyamensing neighborhood. But so they got this guy around 3 p.m. at the Franklin Institute, which is so weird because I just covered that area last week. That seems to happen a lot lately. When I document an area, like a week later, a crime happens in it. It's like, yo, I was just in that area. And it's like a ripple. It just happens in every other area. And that happened in several states, where when I was traveling across the country to 48 states, when I would be there is when like a crazy crime would happen. It's like, yo, what are the odds when I'm in this state, this crime would happen? So let's make this left. We got Melrose Diner on our right. You also have several other businesses. We're at 15th and Snyder. So I believe we have the Belmont neighborhood. So after they apprehended him, then they gave a little bit more information. So what they basically disclosed was the son was taken into custody. The son was taken into custody from the Franklin Institute. So it makes you ponder, was that gentleman that was in the freezer his father? Because they said originally a father and a son lived in the property, but they weren't found. We're at 15th and Jackson. They weren't found. So with that in mind, they called the son. Now he's the one in for questions. They said there was plenty of cameras in the area. I just drove by there. I just saw the Ring camera. You can't beat a Ring camera because Ring cameras, those things go straight to cell phones. Unless he tried to delete the footage, maybe he had access to the account and he tried to delete it. But even neighbors have cell phones. I mean, not cell phones, have Ring cameras and just regular CCTV cameras. So I'm sure there's a whole visual trail of who went in and out the house. When the father was, his life was taken, we're passing Carlisle. You see, we got angle parking on our right and we got regular parallel parking on our left. We're passing Rosewood Street. We're approaching Broad Street. Remember earlier? You remember when I told you guys that Broad Street was the border on the west side of Lower Moyamensing. Wells Fargo on our left. We're at the intersection of Broad and Wolf. So that makes you wonder, like, what was the scenario that made him break? Like, why would he do that to his father? Well, first question is, he's innocent until proven guilty, right? So we don't know he did that to his father. But like, you went several days without checking up on him, and you didn't notice anything. Better yet, whoever did the crime, nobody thought of cleaning up the blood trail, putting the knife away. Like, do they not watch CSI Miami or True Bloods or Criminal Minds and like get an idea of how they use all of those pieces of evidence to basically track you down? We're passing Watts Street. We have Jefferson Health right here in front of us on our right-hand side, passing Juniper. I'm going to try to get you guys another view of his house, but just from the opposite side. So let's make this left on 13th Street. I love this corner to this property on our left. You see on the second and third floor, I love how that like protrudes out a little bit on top of the John Paul Philadelphia building, salon and spa. I like that. So that's weird. Like, dude, like, why would you do that, especially around the holidays? This is Christmas Eve. You guys are watching this on Christmas Eve. Tomorrow's Christmas, bro. You know what I mean? Like, your pop's not here for Christmas, bro. Like, what's up with that? Ain't no argument, ain't nothing worth doing that. You understand? Like, that is incredible, man. Like, it's heartbreaking, especially if he had sisters. If the father was somebody's husband or ex-husband, if they divorced, the father had parents, the father had brothers and sisters, obviously people went and checked up on him because they didn't hear from him. So it's just an all-around heartbreaking situation. I don't know too many facts of the story. All I know is what the media outlets provide for us. But they have him in custody, and a lot of people in the neighborhood were astonished. They were shocked. Look, on our left-hand side, this is the back of South Philadelphia High School. A few of my viewers went here. Shout out to anybody who went here. But they left the knife there, everything, bro. Put them in the freezer. Like, somebody who's trying to clean up after their crime, they wipe everything down, they mop it, they try to do a better job. No, I don't know. Could it be the son? Like, if it was the son, why would he not clean it up? And why would he be at the Franklin Institute, which is only 10 minutes from here? We're like 10 minutes away from the Franklin Institute. It's a museum. It's a really popular museum amongst kids. It's a cool place for adults. You could take, your kids there. You can go there as, like a date, if you want to experience. Like, they got the IMAX theater, which is a cool experience. The dome above you, it makes you feel immersed into what you're watching. Hold on, we have a vehicle behind me tailing me. So I'm going to allow them to go by because the property is right here on my right-hand side. Go ahead, you're more than welcome to go by. I have my turn signals on. Wow, they really tailed me just to go slower. Right there on my right-hand side, guys. Matter of fact, let me see if I can do a little fake park right here. I'm going to do a little fake park. So not this peach house on our right. See the one with the white staircase that... What is that thing called? The banister. I was trying to think. I almost got a brain fart. You see that white banister? The handrail that goes down? Not that property, but the one right after it. Nope, not that one either. That's the wooden door. The one right after that one. The only one with the glass door on our right-hand side. You see that one with the glass door? Right before that yellow house, right before the canary yellow house, that's the house where the body was in the basement, guys. And there's a Ring doorbell there. And look, on my right, there's a Ring doorbell. Let me see, across the street. Across the street, there's a Ring doorbell. Whoever did it is going to be in trouble, because I won't be surprised if that's how they got the son for questioning, because they went after the son, you know, and there's no reason why a bunch of cops will pop up at the Franklin Institute and not have, you know, some type of factual information to lead them towards the son. It's the time of the holidays, and now the family has to be in mourning. Let's make this right-hand turn on 12th Street. We came out of here earlier. This is Contrell, remember, on our left-hand side. This is the mirror, the blind spot mirror on our right. Let's make this left here. We didn't go through this block. This is a nice small block. Yeah, very, very small. Right, they're parking in front of us, as you can see. And on our right, you see the blue parking poles. They got those parking poles so that you don't park there. Don't park on the sidewalk. Some small neighborhoods in Philadelphia do that, just so you don't see cars parked all over the sidewalk. Then if there's somebody that's handicapped, that's going by with a wheelchair or something, then they can't go through easily. Yeah, so Friday afternoon, police tell CBS 3 that a person of interest is in custody, and they did not reveal the identity of the person at that time. Police say a father and son are the only ones who lived here, and one of them may have been the victim, you see? Word of the grisly discovery caused a stir in the neighborhood. Yeah, there was some guy who was walking his dog 3 o'clock in the morning, and he said he heard a scream for help. Yep, I guess. But that's a weird time to check on someone too, right? 3 in the morning. You know what I mean? Isn't that strange? Like, I'm gonna go check on these people because I haven't heard from them all week, but I'm gonna stop by at 3 in the morning. That's odd. Like, why didn't you go earlier in the day? My Criminal Minds investigation say no. I don't watch Criminal Minds. Omi though, my wife, oh my gosh, I think she's covered every season. At least 2-3 times, because she loves that type of stuff. $3.35 on our right. Yeah, it was said that this is a shock to the community for people to wake up and see this, said Yusuf Mitchell. Mr. Mitchell spoke to the news, who lives nearby. It's a Friday, Christmas coming up, and it's a bad way to start off the holidays, right? Ray Hassey, which is a neighbor, said it's pretty terrifying that stuff like this is going on. And there you go. Matter of fact, Hesse, wow, name very similar to Hassey. Hesse said he was on, it's the same person, and the editor wrote it wrong. Hesse was walking the dog early Friday morning when he heard a horrifying cry for help. It was around 3:30, 4 in the morning. Wow. Yeah, because when they saw the blood, they went inside thinking that they were going to find a crime scene, like somebody bleeding. But that thing, that's like a movie, guys. Like, that thing led them straight. Whoever did it was not bright whatsoever. Not bright whatsoever. Like, they love the Chiefs on, all right, Kansas City Chiefs. Their whole property was decked out with the Kansas City Chiefs. And then they had a Flyer logo, but majority of everything was Kansas City. We're at Mifflin. On our left-hand side, we have Jesus First Presbyterian Assembly. Let's make this right-hand turn. You have East Passion Community Center on our left-hand side. We're passing Warnock. Now we're approaching Alder Street. We are currently approaching the intersection of 10th and Mifflin Street. We're on the 1000 block of Mifflin Street.